What's up, everybody? Welcome along to the, as for now, titled overly subjective Premier League prediction show.
You can't even say it.
Can't even say it.
Can't even say it.
You know what? I was going to call it the overly predictable Premier League prediction show, and I got through that whole thing without screwing it up. I have no idea how I just pulled that off. It's a lot of repetition. But anyway, yeah. So. Back from the international break again. The big talk with Arsenal obviously is lineup. Something has to change. So we go up to the Midlands to go face Leeds, who a lot of people are saying are this year's Sheffield United of last year. They can score goals, man. They can absolutely score goals. Ironically enough, as I say that, they have a -3 in goal differential. I actually thought they're 15th, 10 points, but they're a -3 on goal differential. Leeds are. They're going to come out. They're going to come out just guns blazing. I really think they are. I think they're going to. Excuse me. I think they're going to try to just back us into a corner, back us down, and just start firing away. What are you looking at?
I'm actually looking at their goals. I'm trying to, because it's interesting. They put 4 in against Fulham, 3 against Liverpool. Those are their first. Those are their first 2 Premier League games. And since then, besides 3-0 to Leeds, they've been putting one, no more than a goal in each game. It's interesting.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I'll go fuck myself then, because that kind of everything I just said in the foot.
It's literally why I was staring at my phone. I was like, "Wait, this isn't right." I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
No, that's. I'm glad you brought that up, though. So maybe their goal scoring has dried up a bit in recent weeks. So, but then again, we're still a little suspect on the back end, is witnessed by a 3-0 pummeling at the hands of Aston Villa. So we're a little leaky at the back, but they're leaky at the back too. So should be an interesting one on Sunday. We talked about on same old on Tuesday night. Really didn't get into tactics too much. We talked more like lineups and a little bit of formation stuff. But for those who maybe missed it and catch this before Sunday, briefly go through maybe just formation and even just a little bit of tactical stuff that you would like to see, not necessarily lineup changes, but tactic wise. What are you looking to see from that perspective on Sunday? I think you're muted.
Yes, I am. I want more runners in the box. I want people making runs from the midfield. Yeah, that's why I've never rated too highly. I think Joe Willock is someone I really want to see. I think that he is someone that is going to give us kind of like that threat from outside the 18. Dribbling it in, kind of getting into those tight spaces where we can, put balls away. I don't know if Mikel is going to fancy him for a Premier League game. I think he's more for Europa, but he's someone I think that we need. And another person, again, going young, I think Reece Nelson is another someone who I think to me is like the anti-Iwobi. He'll get in the box and he'll do some things. He doesn't fuck up too much in the box. So and I'm surprised he hasn't played more in the Premier League, because he's someone that provides a lot of organization and structure. He's a little chaotic in his take-ons and the way he gets into the box. But as far as formation-wise and positionally, I think he's very structured, very well organized. So maybe we'll see him. I don't know. But I don't think we're going to see either of them. So it pains me to say. I don't think our formation and tactics are going to change too much. A few players have been on international break, and I don't think Arteta has enough time to change the system. So I think it'll just be maybe 1 or 2 like for like substitutions and maybe more coaching.
Yeah. So with that being said, I don't think there's going to be a massive change in the lineup. I'd like to see a little tinkering with the formation. I've said this before, and you know that Rowan and I don't bicker at each other over this, but his critique or criticism of Lacazette, and I get why everybody's criticizing him. I think he's doing the job that's being asked of him. That's as weird as that is to say. He's just playing that false nine, that deep lying false nine, where he's almost playing as a 10, really. In that sort of space or area, it's, to me, he's being asked to hold the ball up and then turn and create from there. The problem is he's 30 yards away from goal. And the two players that end up being closest to him are Aubameyang as the left wing, Willian as the right wing, or Pepe maybe, as a sub, or then one of the fullbacks. So he's, to get the ball to another player, they're 20 yards from him. So he's kind of left on an island, but for some reason, Arteta thinks that's going to work. So that the change that I would like to see the most would be Lacazette moving from that deep lying false nine and moving more into a center forward role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for, really. I agree with you. I don't think he's really had the time to change too much with the tactics and, formation and things like that. But I agree with what you said the other night. I kind of want to go back to that. The diamond at the top, in the top four, or the umbrella with the handle at the bottom, almost. When you think of the three, it'd be an upside down umbrella. If you're looking at it, I don't want to pull out the whiteboard. You saw I reached for it.
I was like, no. I should go like this. I'm like, no.
Yeah. But I'd like to see that diamond. I'd like you said, that's a great way to describe it. A diamond in that top four, that front four, and just kind of have those guys create some chaos. So that's what I'd be looking for. I really hope the biggest changes that can be made are to the lineup. I hope Joe Willock gets a look. I'd like to see him just run. Like you said, I'm kind of stealing all your thunder from Tuesday night here, but seriously, just run. I mean, man, just go run, create havoc in the middle of the park, and see if Leeds have the legs for it. We've got so much young talent, man. When I think about it, I was thinking about this the other night. Just put some of those young guys out there and just tell them to go run. Just make the other team be like, are you conditioned enough to keep up with this? Because I'm going to throw a bunch of 22 and 23-year-olds out there who they have energy to burn, full of piss and vinegar, and just get at it. But he doesn't seem to want to do that. But so how does it shake out? How do you see Sunday ending up?
It's tough because I don't know. It is not going to make any sense. I see us getting. I can't see us losing to Leeds. I think we should beat them. We're the better team. We are, even at our lowest of lows, I think we're a better team than they are. But I can't see us scoring goals. So I don't know. I'm just
so what's
yeah. So I'm just
so it's a draw.
I'm calling
no draw.
I'm gonna say we play a lot better against Leeds than we did against Villa, but I think we're gonna tie 1-1.
Wow, I think that might be the first draw you've predicted. Well, I know that's the first draw you've predicted for us.
Yeah, I try to always predict wins for us, but I kind of want to beat you. So man, it's so tough to call. I mean, it just because the last image in my head is 0-3, and I just think to myself, how do we overcome that?
against a team that could score. That they're capable of putting in 3 or 4. A lot of people, I think this is going to be a shootout, like 3-2, 4-2, 5-3, something like that. And I think it has the potential to be that.
Who's scoring from us? How are we scoring? Like I see so many people saying that, but that's like, all right, well, how are we scoring? Tell me. Because I would love it. Dude, listen, I would almost rather. This is gonna sound stupid, but I'd almost rather lose 5-4 than
win 1-0.
Or I don't want to say win, but I'd rather lose 5-4 than draw 0-0 or even 1-1. Like us putting us.
So you'll sacrifice the points for the goal to see the goal.
I mean,
to see the ball go in the back of the net.
Right now, yeah. I think long term, that's something we I think kind of need. We kind of need. I think we kind of could use 4 goals in a game. And I think our defense is good though. I don't think we'll ever surrender 5, but I guess you never know.
Not to Leeds. I just don't see us giving up 5. So my prediction, it was the first thing that popped into my head when I really got to thinking about this. I'm going 3-1 to us.
Wow.
I think somehow, some way, I think Aubameyang gets off the schneid. I think Aubameyang somehow, some way is going to get 2. One might be a penalty. I think Aubameyang gets 2. Where the other goal comes from, your guess is as good as mine, but I can just see us getting a 3rd. And I would hope that the talk in training this week would almost focus on, okay, for the most part, the last game really notwithstanding, we're much better defensively. So the Villa game notwithstanding, okay, maybe we overcorrected the problem. Now let's start swinging this pendulum back towards the middle where it needs to be, and playing more attacking football while having the confidence that we can track back and recover and get back into a defensive mindset as quickly as we need to. So I'm gonna go 3-1 to us. I really don't care how we get the 3. I don't care if the ball deflects in, off a squirrel running out onto the pitch or something. I don't care. I just want to see the ball go into the back of their net 3 times or more. I'll take more. It doesn't have to be 3. It can be 4, 5, 6. It can be more. I just, at the end of the day, as long as we score more than they do, for the most part, I'll be a happy guy. Moving on, we're gonna hit a couple of games here, 4 games specifically that we think have a bit of an impact on Arsenal, just the standings in the table. Let's start with the first game of the weekend. It's Newcastle up at St. James's Park. They are going to host Chelsea. Newcastle sit 13th in the league on 11 points. Chelsea are 5th on 15 points. I'll let you go first again on this one. Yeah, it's coming out of the international break's always tough.
I'm gonna fuck. I don't want to predict back-to-back draws. I'm gonna say no. I'll say 3-2 Chelsea.
I'm writing this down. All right.
Not on the whiteboard, I hope.
No, not on the whiteboard. I'm keeping it on. I'm keeping tabs on my phone. So, 2-3 to Chelsea. Boy, they're an anomaly this year, aren't they? A team that
they're starting to get injuries. So
yeah, a team that can look so good on paper. With all that offensive firepower, we knew they were going to be suspect at the back. This is such a crazy. It's just been such a crazy year so far. I mean, would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if Newcastle won 4-0?
4-0, I'd be a little surprised.
I mean, I'm at the, here's my point. Like, I'm at the point with this season where it's like, I'm not surprised now at anything. I'm just not. I mean, Villa put 7 past Liverpool. 7.
Villa is
I'm not saying they're not that. Yeah, they are.
They're not Liverpool. It was still crazy to watch.
It would be if Manchester City scored 7 against somebody, you'd be like, they really put it on them. Villa did it to Liverpool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just my point is it just goes to the chaos.
Like the Scum beat, was it? Scum beat Man U, what, 6-1?
6-1. Yeah. I mean, don't really want to bring that up, but yeah, I mean, I'm doing the exact opposite of you. I'm going to go literally the exact opposite. I'm going to go 3-2 to Newcastle. I'm going to go 3-2 to New. It's wishful thinking. It's more than anything else, just wishful thinking on my part. But I'm going to go 3-2 to Newcastle. Next up, Aston Villa, fresh off the 3 goals they scored against us. Welcome the Seagulls from Brighton and Hove Albion. This is actually the second game of the weekend. Villa are in 6th with 15 points. Brighton are in 16th with 6 points. I will go first on this one, and I do not see the Villa. I don't see the Villa train stopping here by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to take Villa 3-0. I think I give them back-to-back 3-0 wins.
I'm actually going to go 3-1 to Villa with a Danny Welbeck goal for Brighton. Just because I love him. I love that guy. So, yeah, give me 3-1 to Villa.
Fair enough. All right. Where am I at here? Sorry, bear with me writing this down. I know it's highly unprofessional. But guess what? I ain't getting paid to do this, so it ain't really professional. Now, is it? What I say? 3-0. You said
3-1.
You said 3-1. Next up, this is we're literally pretty much going right in order here as far as the games and the order in which they're being played over the weekend. The Scum are hosting City. Interesting. This has got to be the game of the weekend. NBC certainly thinks so. They put it on 12:30, which would be, I guess you could consider that prime time. So that's 5:30 over there. But so 12:30 Saturday afternoon here. The Scum hosts City. We all know what we want to see happen. What do you think will happen?
I mean, this is all you. You're first. I went first the first two. Now,
oh, you want me to go first on this one too? Oh, fair enough. All right. So, in all honesty, and when you really think about it, the best thing that could happen in every other match every weekend is a draw. As it relates to Arsenal, that's the best result. I mean, you don't really want one team getting all 3 points. And in this case, you really don't want both teams or one of the teams getting all 3 points. So I'm actually going to go with my first draw of the season. A little bit of wishful thinking. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Man City have a lot of injuries, but I don't know. I still think they're too good for Tottenham. I have a 2-1 Man City.
Wow, 2-1? Really? I don't know, man. I need to get my head checked. Maybe I have COVID. Maybe I have COVID.
I don't know if it was you. Someone said that they're in the race for the title. I don't see it. I don't think
me. It was me because you yelled at me and I yelled back. And what I yelled back, I don't think anybody caught. But my point to this is, who isn't in the hunt for the title right now? I can tell you who isn't. Burnley, they're not. West Brom, they're not. Fulham, they're not. Brighton, they're not. And maybe Arsenal. 1 or 2 other teams. Yeah. But I mean, we're 8 games into the season right now. And the difference between first and 15th, it's 7 points. You're 3 games really out of being top of the league. And we're on 12 points right now, and I think Leicester on 17. Excuse me, they're at LCFC 18. Leicester on 18. We're 6 points off the top spot in the league, and we have 4 losses. So figure that out. You got real dark all of a sudden.
Ooh, I'm light.
Yeah. So I don't know. I the only reason I said that about the scum is just it's more. It goes more to how crazy this league year has been, and that no one has really separated themselves yet. Because the last couple of years, we said Liverpool, City, they're the class of the league. They separated themselves, and the separation had even started at this point. I think they're in it not because they're that good. I think they're in it because the rest of the league is that bad. I think everything's going to go down to the wire this year. Last but not least, at Craven Cottage, Fulham, who are in 17th with 4 points. They host Everton, maybe a little bit of the darling of the league to start the season for a while anyway. Everton are in 7th. They're on 13 points. You get to wrap it up. You get to go first on this one.
Yeah, I do think Everton are falling. I do, but it's Fulham. So I'm gonna say 3-0 to Everton.
Wow, that's not one I was. I'm actually going to go 2-1 to Everton. It's Fulham. Yeah, I just don't. They've got to win, and I don't even remember who they beat. But
no, did they? I thought
they have 4 points.
They just won then.
Yeah, I think it was the weekend before. I think it was 3 weeks. So 3 weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago they won. They won their 7th match of the season. I want to say
they beat West Brom.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man. I really thought, just real quick, I actually thought West Brom would kind of hover around like 15th, 14th most of the year. I don't know, man. They were good in the championship. And I thought they would come back up and Slaven Bilic would kind of do enough for them to stay up. Boy, they're bad. They're bad. So
it's funny
bad.
too. Even before the Fulham game, I think I know I said originally I thought Fulham 20th place, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a competition for them and West Brom.
Burnley's.
Yeah, I think Burnley has the players to kind of escape. Not escape relegation, escape the bottom 2. I think West Brom is so bad. So is whole Fulham.
There are a few teams. See, it's like there are a few teams that's where the separation is going to come. You know what I mean? The last few years, the separations come at the top of the league with Liverpool and City, where they just sort of ran away and hid. The rest of the league, they're going to be 16 teams that just run away and hide. 15 teams that just run away and hide and leave that bottom 5 behind. And they're going to be, 5 teams duking it out for 2 spots to stay up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good stuff, man. This is what we need, like that 25-minute long show. We always seem to go like 40 minutes. We're getting better at this because even the same old shows the past couple of weeks have been an hour and a half. So, yeah, we're getting pretty good at this. So, check back in with us next week. It'll always be on the replay. So, thanks for watching. Anything you want to add here at the very end, my friend?
I just hope for maybe not necessarily a positive result in the Arsenal game, but a positive game. I just want to be. I mean, it's been a long time for me, but I just want to be excited to watch our team play. I want to not know when we get into the 18 and when we get into the final third, I want to be surprised. I want to be like, oh man, we can do it. I don't want to be like, oh, we're gonna fuck it up. Let's see how we fuck it up. Yeah, I don't want to have. I kind of want to break that mentality a little bit.
Who's gonna kick the ball 15 yards wide of the goal? This time, who's gonna get dispossessed in the 18-yard box without going down to draw a penalty or just get possessed, cleanly or something like that. So, yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Just a good, entertaining game. Put the ball in the back of the net, score some goals. I think even if we scored 4 and lose, the questions will just keep coming. But at least the ball goes in the back of the net. You got to think that that would fill the guys with confidence. So that's really all we can hope for. Yeah, we'll be back at it next week. We'll go over these predictions and we'll see how bad we were. So thanks to ArseBros, Ryan, as always, for joining me. I appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you guys out there next week.